Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. Got somebody here with us.
It has been a little bit since we've got somebody here, or we didn't go on location somewhere, but I stopped and picked up a hitchhiker on the way.
Well, had a little more time on our hands today. We're trying to rush a podcast 20 minutes before I had to leave for work.
Who you sleep when you're dead?
If I keep trying to sleep while I'm driving to work, I'm going to be.
Yeah, we got Mr. Blake Hultz with us today. Mr.
He's
Blake, what's happening, man?
Not much. What's going on? Good. Glad to be on today.
We're going to kind of hit on a few different things today. We kind of did a little bit of uh-oh.
Sorry, I got thirsty.
Okay. Whew, that thing does smell like pina colada. Son of a bitch.
Mine's not bad.
Yours not bad?
Little Bacardi. Rum punch here.
Rum punch, little Bacardi pina colada. I haven't tried it yet. At least it's not 12%.
Did that come with a complimentary rubber dong?
Big veiny one.
Where do you want to start this thing off at? I've got some fun facts. We've got some derbies to highlight. We've got Blake's kick-ass career to cover.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
I say go. We got some messages a while back talking about wanting to kind of know the background of the sport of demolition derby, how it started, which we did that a few podcasts ago. But you've actually kind of broke it down a little bit more why.
Well, I mean,
how it got popular.
Well, and how the world actually took on the sport in the late 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yes.
So a lot of this, we all know, it started 47, 50, right in there. And that was because the races, people were showing up to watch the crashes more so than they were the actual circle track, which I get it. That's the only reason I go. Now, still, again, some more. But anyway, Australia took it and run with it. So in, I think it was like 63 or something like that, Australia decided that they were going to try this like banger style racing. Well, the event venue that they had this at would hold 10,000 people. They had double that.
That's a lot.
The police actually shut the speedway down completely. Wouldn't let anybody else in there because there was 20,000 people there to watch 75 cars run for right at 100 minutes.
100 minutes.
Yes.
Oh my, that's a lot.
Which that right there jumped into more of the here's the injuries that they were seeing from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you think back then they didn't have like the neck brace setups that we do now. The 5-point harnesses. These were
hell. They didn't even have a fire suit.
No, these were cars that these people were driving. Something minor would go wrong or whatever. Well, they'd take these to these events that were starting to pop up all over the world. So, some of the early injuries that they were seeing, the chronic derby injury or the pain deal was like whiplash.
Duh.
Especially in a banger race.
Of course.
You got somebody that's hit the wall, and then you got the next dude coming in at 45 miles an hour.
And then the next dude,
Yeah.
and the next dude. Yeah, this, you hit off on it before actually we even hit the record button. You were talking about a guy by the name of Crazy Jim Grow.
Yes, and that was the dude that had the car lot.
Yes, Crazy Jim's car lot. Somebody didn't put their stuff on. Yes, they did. Crazy Jim Grow. Now I see why Derby is so popular in Wisconsin. Because it's Crazy Jim in 1950, he had a car lot and he was having people come wreck these cars.
Well, what he was doing is he was taking these ones that were the junk, the junkyard cars, bringing them out. He was getting these people to come in and run them to promote his car dealership, like just straight up. So 8-10 cars at these, back whenever a television commercial was something that was
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Max. Yeah.
So they were like, getting closer in on all that, just trying to get stuff televised.
Yeah. Yeah, even in this article here that we did a little bit of research, Cy actually talked a while back about, the Happy Days, the Malachi Crunch, and there's an actual picture of them, Fonz and the Pinky. Yep, they were they're actually standing there during the filming of this stuff. You don't realize that's how far this stuff goes back. I had no idea in 1940 they were crashing shit on purpose.
I didn't either.
Not a clue. We kept on talking about progression a while back, and that's what everything has done. As we're talking about progression, we do got Blake sitting here with us.
Mm-hmm.
Steven hates when I say it, but to my knowledge, as long as I've known Blake, he started out circle track racing.
Yep, started circle track in Moberly and hobby stock.
You took that over from your dad, correct?
Yeah, we had a couple cars. Whenever I started, he bought a second setup so we could both be on the track at the same time. Maybe I could follow him around and learn a little bit, but I was never really consistent enough at circle track racing. I'd get too nervous.
What?
Yeah.
Nerves? Why nerves? Well,
Nervous about wrecking?
Nervous, I don't know. If I was ever in the lead or second, I'd see that white flag and I'd always screw up on one of the corners.
and it was usually going into one because that's where I would cuss you.
Yeah.
So, we've got a guy that's sitting here. He's been in motorsports pretty much his whole life. He got it on us from his dad, Alan. Alan's not racing anymore, except for maybe some drag stuff.
Yeah, he's got a couple drag cars he's been working on, and whenever an event comes up, he's gonna hop out there, I think, soon. So.
You got it started pretty easy. What made you change from the circle track stuff? Because at one time you were dabbling a little bit of both. You were derbying a little bit and then racing a little bit. What made that decision to just...
Because derby's way cooler than circle track? Like, I can answer that one for you.
Well...
Like, in circle track, you got to keep your car...
I'm going to dick punch you.
Well, I mean, in circle track, it's simple. You got to keep your car nice and all that shit.
No, you don't.
If you want to win, you do. Like, you're not gonna go out there with beat up shit, bent tie rods. Well, you can win a derby with a bent tie rod. I don't know very many people.
Or no tie rods.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't even have to keep wheels on them in derby. 100% have to have all four tires on it to win a circle track race.
Yeah, usually.
Even though halftime only 3 of them were touching the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I went up to Iowa and raced. Iowa was probably the last year I raced, and I was a little rough on some people up there. I was doing slide jobs and kind of tearing things up a little bit. I actually got sent through the infield, and then at the end of the race, the guy was coming over there and told me to keep my ass in Missouri. Yeah.
See, that's the deal, because the first time we went to Iowa, they beat both sides of the car smooth off.
Yep.
And
was this a demolition derby?
No, it wasn't a demolition derby.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought this was a derby podcast.
But
we're getting there.
Even states, not necessarily referring to just circle track, demolition as well, each state in my opinion, they're separated of driving style a lot. Mm-hmm. Iowa guys come down usually to the Missouri side. Their driving style is different.
What about Illinois?
Nut job, screw loose.
Yeah,
every one of them.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Border Wars. They didn't win that, but wow,
correct.
Everybody knew they were there.
100%.
Yeah, so even going over to P Hill, we went over twice this year and watched. And the first one, do you remember?
Not
so
really.
much.
Where's P Hill?
About an hour and 15 straight east.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And a little south. But these guys, every state, and like I said, I think they drive different. Some of them are more wide open. Some of them are more tactical. Anybody that knows Blake, you never know what he's going to show up in. You never know where he's going to show up. It could be a gut-and-go van next weekend somewhere, and then the very next show it could be a street stock, and then a two-man team show in Richmond, Missouri, and turn around and finish the year in a stock car.
Yeah. Got to keep everybody on edge. Gut-and-go van will be a little held back. Someone's got my cables.
Somebody does have your cables. We do have to replace your cables. But I didn't really think that would be on your agenda this summer, but it very well could be.
No, it's not. Got some other shows planned out.
All right, speaking of other shows,
Yeah.
you want to touch on the Shelby County Showdown?
Bone stock, street stock, compacts, gut and goes.
Mm-hmm.
Show starts at 4. It is on a Monday, Labor Day. We don't want this thing going
It'll be
late.
a good 50, 60 car show.
Yeah.
Had 97 last year. I don't speculate that at all. Just with what we've seen car count wise the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I think there's 1 or 2 derbies
Yeah, Mocaine and then
on Friday,
on Friday.
and then maybe Vienna or Versailles
Vienna, I think.
on the
Is that on-
Saturday.
Is that game J&B that's put on Vienna? I think they are, because I think that's where all the Mad Dog payouts are
Yeah, they're
coming
trying
from.
something new with the Mad Dog payouts.
Yeah.
Derek, you need to call you must see some oxygen. You're turning red.
But I think they do
Stubbed
have
my
some.
toe. Sorry, guys.
I think they do have some wicked payouts for the Mad Dog stuff down there.
Yeah, I think 1,000 maybe in each.
It's something crazy,
It's something.
which is cool. Like, I know the guys that were wanting to set that show up. They actually contacted us last year,
Yeah,
and it's too far south for me.
that's the thing.
And I told them, I said, if it's something you all wanted to do yourself, I'd come down and help.
Yes.
But as far as me dragging down there, I can't do that. I mean, but I think they've got $1,000 to win in their 80s and newer class, and it's $1,000 Mad Dog. And I think it's the same thing in the street stock, and I think there's an $800 Mad Dog in the compact.
So that justifies that somebody is going to go out and don't give a shit about placing.
Right.
They're just going to go rail to
And
rail.
I hope that show works for them, because they're trying to build that show up. Because they've only got $8,900 in guaranteed payouts, which, from a driver's standpoint, you don't want, like,
Yeah,
because they're just paying out first.
for each class.
Yeah, and 1,000, and matching first with a Mad Dog. So
We had some of them guys that came up to Shelbana last Labor Day,
well, they were in Paris
Didn't
too.
and they came
But
in and
Cody,
they said,
was it Cody Meyer? No, what was his name? That's gonna drive
but
me.
one of the guys came in, went through tech, and I was like, "Man, you're a long ways from the house." He said, "Well, our local show was Saturday, and he said it was kind of a shit show.
Uh-huh.
We didn't have hardly any cars, so we figured we'd just come up here." And that dude was wide open.
Oh yeah, them dudes. I will let them. They can come back anytime, because they get wicked.
They were very respectful,
100%.
very courteous. I don't think they got into any money, but they sure did make everybody else work for it.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah. They were coming up. They wanted to party. We encouraged that. Every show.
yeah, we like partying. Speaking of party, there was a little party last night and some stands.
It looked like that.
At least downtown said that looks like my kind of party.
Yeah.
When he saw the
But you
video.
got to watch that dude too.
He might hit you with a tree log.
Hey, he don't. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
he don't give a shit.
Whatever.
And that was before the show even started.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was out of the pits, furthest north you could get. We're out there just tooling around on the cars, but all of a sudden you just hear the crowd erupt. And we're like, they haven't started anything yet. And they're like, oh, there's a fight in the stands, and the announcer just got punched in the mouth. And we're like, why are we out
See,
here?
I think my announcer would have fought.
Twicey. Yeah, I have had to break up enough of the fights, and I have really never got punched except for like a chick hitting me.
Right.
That's different. But if I'm being really respectful and trying to help break something up before the cops get there to take your
somebody
ass to
hits
jail
me,
and
yeah,
you
we
drill me,
fight.
yeah, it's on. I might get tased, but it's going
Like
down.
to see that.
Last night.
What's
That
that?
and I'm-
They deployed 2 tasers last night.
Yeah.
And he was still fighting.
That and I'm too goddamn old to run,
Yeah,
especially down some bleacher steps.
yeah, not happening.
Do a free dive off the top of the
But I heard that street stock class was killer.
I think 16,
16
Yeah,
or
16 or
17
17 street
cars.
stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Chody 030 cashing another fat check.
Car's right.
It did you get a Snapchat this morning?
He said the cradle said bye bye.
It said bye. Yeah, so I'm guessing the aluminum finally broke in it. But you had Gary Robinson there. You had Teddy P there. You had Rob Hewer and Jerry.
Yeah,
Wasn't Dino and
yeah,
You know,
Corey's
for-
crew.
Yeah,
Corey Ludington.
yeah, I was gonna say it.
yeah.
Was,
Jordan
did you say
Wood.
Gary was there?
Yeah, Gary.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing that on this podcast. That's all right.
My son just walked in with the Pi Cal one chip challenge. We were actually just talking about that after we
Yeah.
just picked
I
up.
bought
on the way
3 of
here.
these yesterday at Casey's.
That's where I got them. This one was a case.
I'm not doing that right now.
I didn't say
Yeah.
that, but I'm doing one.
Yeah.
Right now?
I can do it right
No,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
God. Let us get to a
Oh,
stopping
yeah,
spot
let us
because I don't
get-
want to dodge puke.
Yeah, and I want to video that. That needs to be.
That needs to be
Yeah.
a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But they had the cars there.
For
the street
how many,
stock.
How many cars they have? 45, 46?
Something like that. Total.
Man, it's just
Yeah,
these
probably.
car counts this year. I love what happened in Paris. You know, we had a total of 68 cars here. 65 of them run across the track. I will never bitch about that, ever.
I think I think there was one gut and go that ended up coming back and loading up. And I think it was something to do with his cage, from what I heard. But wasn't welding quite enough, and they were afraid it was just going to break.
Well, we let 2x4s and shit in ours, so bring that some bitch to a filthy show.
Correct.
Just kidding.
But it looks like they did heats.
Nah, the controversial heats.
Yes. The heats.
They did to extend the show a little bit.
See, I hate that right there. That whenever somebody says something like that, like I've had fair boards. You've seen it come up to me. Hey, think you can drag your feet a little bit? Probably not. No,
But like
whenever
Boone
we
County.
put a time out
Boone
there,
County. Greg was like, dude, can y'all get this done in 3 hours? I was like, 3? He's like, yeah. I was like,
give me 2.5.
probably get, yeah, we can probably do that. He said, okay, I don't want a little longer than that.
Yeah,
We've got
love
other
that.
stuff for these people to
Yeah.
do. I said, okay, no
Fair
problem.
enough. Well, and I'm telling you, from a driver's standpoint, you don't want to run heats. Not at a
No.
county fair show.
Not in the gut and go,
No.
especially.
Well, I mean, for $1,200, you don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
No.
Even $2,500, I don't want to run heats.
I think their gut and go payout was 600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I don't want to do that
Yeah, they
because I don't want to drag the parts. And
a lot of them up there last night. They
and then on the officiating side of it, I don't want to see the same car run 3 times.
Yep, you're doing everything multiple times.
That gives me more of a chance to fuck somebody,
We have figured out.
and I don't like that because it's bad.
We're
I'm
not-
already bad enough about it.
We're not positive if we are right, but we get enough constructive criticism if we aren't right.
Right.
But I would rather see 16 dudes wide open
Fighting
with
it.
pretty much fresh cars
Yeah.
than wear your shit out in the heat, turn around, go fix it, and then turn around and limp it back. And then you got to
You
be
can
that lucky
almost-
bastard who got to go to the consi to do it again.
You can almost pick their driving style by how you format your show.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think a lot of that's just keeping your finger on the pulse and watching what's going on at these shows.
Yeah.
You know, you take somebody that's got an old junky stock car that has been run 4 times. They show up and they've got to run heats. And say, you know, on a 17 car field, If you run 2 heats, you're not. You gonna take the whole field? You're just not gonna take 2 cars? What's going on there?
Yep.
That's where I have my trouble deciding that. So say you pull the top 5 out. Well, you're gonna make that guy, if he's got an old junky car that's already got all the plates on it, he's gonna have to fight to get through that. Well, then he's got to go to the feature and fight that again.
Perfect scenario. Brett White at Paris.
Yes.
Brett's car was used the fuck up.
Yep.
And if we would have made him run a heat,
It would have been jumped.
he would
up
have
the
had
heat.
nothing left to
Even
go
if he
anywhere.
made it through the heat, the car would have been jumped.
Yeah. Which we ran into at Higbee. You know, when we went over and watched that show.
Ooh, since we
Tyler's-
finally got him on here, hold on. Speaking of Higbee, do you all remember the first year? I know that Blake does because he was sitting in the car. I've got it on video.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. They get shoved over the bricks, and
Yeah.
half the crowd is on the back of Blake's car trying to push him back.
Yeah. I don't know how many people are on it, but they were rocking it back and forth, trying to get me off that concrete block.
I was standing there and I was like, I'm not going to help, but I will video this.
Yeah.
Yeah, then all hell broke loose.
Oh, that was one of the most fun I've had spectating at a derby in my life.
One of the guys come
There
up.
was zero order to any of that.
No, one of the dudes come up.
It was lawless.
from the fair board or
Yeah.
something like that. And they were like, "Hey, you need to announce the cops need to go to that end." I was like, "What direction are we?" Okay, go to my right. And I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I see rock. I was like, "Boys, you're like in the middle of the car. It's not going."
They were moving it.
They were. And
Yeah.
It was
I
going.
was-
I thought it was coming.
Yeah.
I wanted it to.
I'm
Because
kinda-
I don't think he would have ever let off of it had he got back over the
No,
dirt.
once
Because they were going
we-
to flag him out anyway.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
really hoping he was coming off the dirt. I just wanted to see a kill shot.
It would have happened. I was ready. But, yeah, then
He was
fight.
sitting there running. And they
Yeah.
were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on.
Someone came over and pushed one of them down and started fighting, and it was...
It was great.
It was
I got
a
every
deal.
bit of it on video. If somebody wants to see that, message me, and I'll send it to you.
We got
Yeah.
to, we
I
got to
have
talk
several
about
times.
2 fights
I think it's on
today.
TikTok, too.
Yeah.
But it looks like making car count was respectable.
It was there.
Yeah.
It was enough for a show.
Yep. I think Little Pop, she got in a gut and go, and I think
Yep.
she got third.
Yeah.
Little Lud,
Yeah, I think Tate was in a
he
car.
got in something and got down to maybe 5th or 6th, something like that.
I think Justin Thomas and them. I think they might have had that van back up there.
Did they have to take the van back up?
Gordon and Brent Farnan.
Yeah, but nobody cares about them.
Who's Josh Gordon?
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Some
Yeah.
guy from Sheridan County.
No, we don't discriminate.
The life is fine with us.
Yeah.
As long as you're not trying to stick something in me, I don't care what you're doing.
Gay also was happy.
It does.
He was happy last night because he took first, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gordon won in
Oh,
the
yeah.
van that got hot
Mm.
from
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
And then Brent took
He got second to Mad Dog.
second to Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Brent with a Mad Dog.
He was in a van, too.
Was that, what color was it?
Scooby-Doo
yeah.
painted theme.
So that was a new van. So we hit on Macon, we've hit on Shelbina. Let's get back to Blake.
Okay.
Some people, oh God,
He's getting closer to opening that.
Yeah.
he's wanting to open it, and he's gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
It's a big chip. It's a big chip, he says.
There's no air in this bag. I'll tell you that.
But Blake, how did you get started in derbying?
Well, I was friends with Tyler Milner, and I'd hang out with him
many times
and
we
his
heard that
dad.
name
I
on
know.
the show?
Well, he just had Cody on, so that's kind of part of it. But and I'd help him build on his car for a little bit. Then it was hard getting my dad convinced to switch from racing to derbying, and I had to kind of slowly.
Slowly
that.
progress him a little
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah, but that was kind of the way. We had a Lumina that it had a blown motor. I mean, water was pouring out between the head and the block, and we just put a can of liquid glass in it. And I think I put some grater blades on the door and went and ran Madison with it. And first derby I actually won, and but I didn't really do much. I think I drove circles, but yeah, somehow it ended up happening.
Did the
Yep.
did the
mhm.
bank care?
Bank does not care.
See, There we go. What'd you do all night? Well, I cashed a check. Well,
Yeah.
how'd you do it? Don't matter.
Bank. Those are 3 questions the bank will never ask you.
No.
How many people were there? Nobody cares.
Correct. How'd you drive?
Nope, they don't care about that either. Did you sign the back of this check? There you
Yes.
go. That's what they're going to ask.
Yes, thank you.
Big bills or small?
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. So he gets in a car, goes and wins it. And we touched earlier, you never know what Blake's ever going to be in. Could be a stock car, street stock, compact,
Old iron.
gut and go, new Ford. But me and Cody did talk the other day, and we talked a little off air before we went on air. Do you still got a really, really, really clean blue old iron?
I had that Buick. My uncle's bought a Buick wagon, 74, in Texas. He was working on the house, and he bought it for $400 2 years ago. And he sent me a picture of it and said, "Would you be interested in this?" I said, "Yeah, put that on your trailer now." And they actually took it home and got a temp tag on it and was driving around as a second car for a month before we could get down there to get it. But I ended up trading it for a baby blue Olds 98 and a darker blue 225. And yeah, I still got those, but saving those for a special. It might happen maybe next year.
Oh,
What's he talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably talk about that here after a while.
Yeah,
though.
we'll at least touch on it. I just can't wait for my messenger to blow up and with questions I don't know how to answer.
Well, you said you had a lot of trouble getting your dad to switch over, to join you. Now he's building all your motors.
Yeah.
A lot
Not
of other
just
people's
mine,
motors.
transmissions, motors.
Cody's, Landon's.
He's helped. Landon's dad kind of helped. They build theirs together, but he's done work on about all of them.
So how do you go from getting him to not even be interested into full tilt?
It was just like a slow process. I'd buy parts, and I'd bring them like, yeah, I've got this on a cheap deal. I had to hide things a little bit, because just getting my setup right. I started out with a push-pull shifter whenever I went to big car, just a piece of strap metal, forward and backwards. And
In the
then
words of Austin Schaefer, pimp stick.
Yeah, that, and then a foot feed setup was all cheap, but it was just a slow process. But talking motor-wise, that's kind of what get him excited. So
I figured that would.
yeah,
he's.
What? Okay, so we've talked about you being in everything under the sun. What's your favorite thing to run?
They had both.
Or does it just depend on
My
the situation?
favorite to drive, it's situation probably. Drive would be compact because I can just usually drive how I want.
Right.
And stock car, rear-wheel drive, it's a lot different. I like to spin shitties, but
Right.
I can't really drive like I do in my compact, so. But they both have their ups, I guess. Gut and Go really doesn't, but.
Right.
And we know you're a Lumina guy
Yep.
when it comes
always
to the
have been.
compacts. He's not really. We can't put a title to his big car stuff because we've seen him in Fords, we've seen him in old irons and shit. Out of those two, stock wise, not street stock, that's a little bit different, but stock wise, what's your favorite?
Old iron, I
Yeah,
guess, yeah.
old iron for sure.
Everybody's keeping
you're
jumping on
gonna-
that old iron
you're-
bandwagon. Until you talk to Junior, and Junior's like, "Well, I'd pretty much rather be in a new style Ford."
Yeah, he switched, and I think new style Fords are more predictable, and you can, plate where you want
Right.
before. But old iron's my favorite. As Cody would say, it's the cool factor.
I'm not gonna lie. All these things, when I'm sitting up there and watching all these cars pull in from up atop, you get just a little bit more livened up with some old iron. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody says that. I don't know, a creased up, dished out, tilted Ford. They do look tough.
They do look fucking badass.
Like whenever
Yeah,
you
like-
see one of Dalen Brown's builds,
Yeah.
pull on the track, and his little short ass can't see on the hood. And he's just pulling out on the track like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got the hood TP'd on it. Trunk looks just insanely nasty. 23s on the back.
Yeah.
And it's set out there. front wheels are bouncing off the ground whenever he's coming. Like,
with a
looks
Collier
pretty
just
tough.
with a Collier just going, bop, 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 bop,
Yeah.
But on the other end of it, whenever you see his brother in a '76 Cadillac
Mm-hmm.
that's
Same way.
tilted
yeah.
up, or that's hood
Creased
TP'd
up.
up, creased
Mhm.
up, looking nasty, bouncing, big 700s on the front of it, and
Yeah.
23s and shit on the back of it. Like, that looks badass too.
Yep.
But as far as like the cool factor to me, man, it's all about how clean that build is.
Yeah.
And I love that these guys are going to the no paint.
Yep.
Paul Novosel, 100%. Every post, do not put a drop of paint
yeah,
on.
Not a drop.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But like this,
Like the 63, 64 Galaxies we've seen. Those, they
Mhm.
look wicked.
with the
coming out
patina
there.
on them,
Yeah,
they just
Yeah.
insane.
the blue and just a little bit of the surface rust on the
100%.
outside. Looks
Well,
like an old rat
Nice.
rod. Yeah.
Whenever he pulled out that first P Hill show, that car looked
Yeah.
insane. But on the other hand, B Hub's car, his new style Ford looked tough as shit too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And now, like Austin and them guys, that none of them guys are putting drops of
well, I
anything
don't know,
on
man.
it.
Last couple cars I've seen Austin in, shot up and graffitied.
Graffitied on the side, which
That one was black.
black one. He had a green one. I thought that was dark green.
Nah.
It was dark green at the team show. Then
Yeah,
he
and-
might have changed painted
yeah.
black for
Yeah.
Shelbina.
But like his Border Wars car,
Right.
it was that.
You knew none of them guys were going to paint shit.
Yeah,
for that
none of
shit.
them dudes were painting nothing.
If they were, they would have been run out of Illinois on a rail. If they come back.
But some people do or don't know that Blake went to Blizzard Bash a couple years ago, run their
Yeah.
team down to second.
Second place. Yep.
First loser.
Yeah, first loser. That's what I told Josh Gordon at Paris last week, and I said, "Good job, you're the first loser." I don't know if he heard me, but yeah, it's a different game out there for sure. But
I'm sitting here talking shit like I did real good out there.
mhm. Did you even make it out there?
Oh,
Yeah, he did. I watched it on TV.
I ran down 12th or so.
What year was it? What year did you run?
18 or 19.
Oh.
Was it 18 or 19?
18.
18 or 19.
I went 19, so
I was there. I watched you. I was
Yeah.
super hammered drunk. No. I'm actually better on the other side of the fence. It's crazy.
Until after it's over.
No, I'm usually
Then you
pretty
go
good.
fall over dogs and shit.
That happened one time.
Last weekend.
yeah,
one time.
that's what I heard.
Wiped out
that
twice.
Stupid ass dog.
Blame the dog. Jay did not get in the way.
100%.
Barrier just jump out at you.
That's what got me.
But we're
Like y'all ain't never fucked up.
Never fell off the berm yet.
Me either.
I can fix that.
Yeah.
Which one you going for now, Steven? You're digging.
But you guys went out in 2019,
Mhm.
took second. To my knowledge, you're going to go back.
Yep. They talked me into it for maybe one final year.
And I got
One
told,
more.
I
Well,
got
you know
told
how many
the
times
other,
that's got me in trouble?
Yeah.
I got told the old man of your team said this was his last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple of the same teammates.
Yep.
You do have a new teammate, which I'm not saying who.
No.
I did get told last weekend who it was, and my jaw dropped.
It should be a good fit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think these other guys sitting here know who it is. So
Are we talking about compacts?
yes, we are.
Yeah,
Oh,
he doesn't
sorry,
know.
I was
that.
looking at my
Mhm.
phone.
Yeah.
Those are such a sideshow. They run them on Sundays. They run them right at the end while everybody's packing their shit up out of the hotel.
You are such a dick.
Mhm.
Such a dick.
I don't even know if they serve beer during that class because they know all the big car guys are gone. So nobody to support the concession stands.
Would you tell him? You guys run before the national teams on Sunday. Don't
Yeah,
give them
that's what I'm
that
saying.
shit.
Like they haven't opened the beer garden yet because they know all the big garden bar guys aren't up there.
Still serving coffee and donuts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think y'all start at noon on Saturday or
Yeah, they've
something.
got
Or Sunday
the
like
stir
that.
fry. They got the hibachi grill and shit going on.
Oh, do they got the
way.
hibachis?
That way everybody can get some food and stuff for that.
Yes. So if anybody knows Steven, he is a dick.
But
All right, back into Blake's big car career. Let's talk about.
Well, he started the year out at Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Correct. That was your
yeah,
first show.
mhm.
The man got very, how do I put this? Inspirational to bring
2 cars.
2 cars.
Yeah, that was a lot of work. I told everybody I wouldn't do that again, but
Now,
Yeah.
what was the street stock?
it came from my uncles in Texas as well. It was a 90 square body Ford gusset car, but it
And
was-
then Tyler had that Mopar.
yeah. Yeah, I watched the YouTube, and they
The track shot?
Yeah, track shot, and they were like, and they didn't know if it was a creased up Regis or they were talking didn't know if it was a Doba or what it was. But yeah, he's kind of been fond of them Dobas lately, but
And I've talked to Tyler about it. There's
Yeah.
a place for those cars.
yeah, and he knows
There
that
is.
now. He knows that now too.
That class that you all were running out there is not the place for
No.
those cars.
No, he did drive his ass off in the heat though.
Yeah.
he did.
But it
he
was
drove
just
good.
like I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I told Derek before we even started. I was like, I'm telling you exactly where and
It's
what's
gonna-
going to happen to that
uh-huh.
car.
He's going to
Yeah.
nose that bitch one time,
Yeah,
and it's
I
going to
was
start
like,
bending right at his feet.
Yeah, and
And
it's
that's,
not.
and
It's,
that's what it did doing that.
yeah, well, the firewall was all rusted out down to the floorboard,
Yeah.
so it wasn't. It wasn't. The
I've
best,
run
but-
too many of them. I know what they're going to do. They're awesome cars for stock class.
Yeah, and that's what he.
But see, that heat could have got wild
Yeah.
as shit.
He could have been a lot
Because,
different.
talking to these guys at the shop, and they all talk, if they drew each other buddies, they weren't breaking off. They were just going to run it down. Whatever
Right.
happens. The night before, I go over to the shop just to make sure everything's kind of buttoned up, and I think you were over there too,
Yeah.
helping Tyler
Oh
get
yeah, my
finished
cars.
up.
Yeah.
And he said, "There's one team that I don't want to draw." Tyler
Right.
looks at me after he draws it, and he said, "Son of a bitch."
That's the way it was in compacts and big car. We didn't want to draw one team in compacts. That's who we drew.
Yep. And
Big
that's
car,
what
same thing. Yeah. Colt looked at us both and just kind of smiled, and we were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, because when you look over and you figured out you just drew Austin Johnson and Colt Doyle, you're just kind of almost feels like somebody's kind of got your balls in a vice for a little bit,
Yep.
But it worked out. I mean,
Yeah, I think Colt ended up having distributor problems, and Austin kind of backed himself up on a block.
Yes, he did, 100%.
Yeah.
And the whole
But-
time I could see Austin inside the car. He was like, shit.
Yeah. But he was getting ready to. There was gonna be no holdbacks on that one.
he went back far enough, and I thought he's going to feed this sumbitch to somebody. And he
Mhm.
just kept
Yeah.
on going. I was like, bad choice, dude.
Yeah.
But so we've got a guy sitting who's finished top 3 at Blizzard Bash. He won his very first Derby ever. You've won stock shows.
Mhm.
There's one
Just a
stock
few.
shows here.
Yep.
Yep. First one at Paris.
Yep.
You won at Paris. You won at Madison.
That was a deal there. I got
Oh, Paris.
I got called a
Oh
fucking-
shit.
I
Yeah.
was the cheater and
Mhm.
favoritisms. And
Yeah.
that was whenever he got broke off and
For hitting a dead car, I
Yeah,
couldn't see the
the
stick, and
stick on the opposite side, car laying down on the driver's side. He feeds it to the passenger side and they break him off.
yeah.
They were like, well, that was blatant. I was like, yeah, of course. Yes, he was trying to take that car out. He didn't know it was broke off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
I
gonna.
was like, you're telling me that a car going for first is going to go out there and wide open, half track,
Yeah.
stroke a dead car for
Yeah.
no reason?
None. No
Yeah.
reason.
Come on now.
That's- yeah,
What
I was-
some of these people, I'm not hating on him. Blake is a little vertically challenged.
Right.
a little vertically.
Vertically
Yeah.
challenged.
Oh.
Blake's not a real tall guy.
Yeah, it's like
So
the-
you put him
Mhm.
in
Anything.
big car period. He's sitting down in it.
Yeah.
The nose starts coming up another foot. Then your hood. He can't. Most of these, Dalen,
Chody.
Chody, those guys can't see to the
Yeah.
point where you're looking for either headers or a roof sign.
Yeah. I mean, Paris was the worst last year. I couldn't see anything. I tried hanging my head out the window. That's not that's not the best
you
either.
didn't do that.
No.
Yeah.
That's when I
Yeah.
stepped in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. You've had success from the beginning. You've had some struggles.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember there used to be times, when I go to Madison to announce, Blake sandbagging. I was like, you know what?
Make
Build a
him
car.
stop.
Build a car,
Yeah.
go out, and make him not sandbag.
Make them
Yeah.
stop. I hate
Yeah.
whenever people bitch at me about sandbagging. Make them stop.
Yeah, and that's what the last show I won was in Madison, and at the end of it, I was out talking around my cars. I heard people getting down from the stand saying, "There he is! If you want to say something to him, there he is." And the guy never ended up saying anything, but it's just if you wanna-
95% of the time, they want to talk shit
Yeah, to their
the
buddies,
person sitting
yeah.
to them, but when it comes down to it, they're not.
Maybe
gonna
that's what's
say a
going
peep.
on in Macon. I'm not just picking on Macon over that fight, dude. Paris. We had that knockdown, drag out. Half of our crowd got pepper sprayed.
But we don't even know what that was about.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
100%. That was over Morgan.
Oh. Sandbagging?
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ. Guys, it's a hobby.
Well, then they were
a
throwing beer
sport.
cans at one of our...
That's when that happened, yeah. I remember seeing the beer cans getting chucked. But off of the Mike Tyson incidents.
Well, we sold tickets to a derby that night, and they got a fight. So, honestly, they probably should have thrown $5 in a hat when they left.
Yeah, a piece.
But that fight was insane.
So Blake started in May. He's ran Higbee with his leftover street stock.
Yeah.
You been on a compact this year? Other than
yeah, Mother's
Day?
Mother's Day, and that was it.
What the
But-
hell?
Kind of was getting ready for Blizzard Bash, I guess. But
Everybody knows
I
why
wasn't
it
gonna-
hasn't been a compact.
He's going against them concreted doors.
That's exactly what it is.
yeah,
Fucking
I can't
pick.
handle
I put a
that.
picture on Facebook last night.
Hey, guess what? Guess who won again last night?
I know.
The
It's
concreted doors.
I wonder if that guy knows how stupid he sounds.
Pretty fucking stupid. Because I read it, you had read it, and it kept getting better.
Oh,
I think we all
dude.
read those.
And then, I work in Columbia Monday through Friday, and he's laying in on Columbia people. Man, I ain't from Columbia. I don't go that way. But
Whatever.
anyways, give a shout out to the nephew, Tyler Pickens. He threw down on a win last night. I think teammate Cody Bedsworth got second.
Yep,
Yeah,
Am I right?
And then I think his old man,
Brother.
his
her
his
brother,
little brother
Tommy,
got
Tommy got third.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler's been on me. He Blizzard Bash. You got Danny Hobbs' team,
Yeah,
So now the Blizzard Bash teams aren't a secret. We're talking towards the end of August. Fuck, it is the end of August. Jesus. The end of August, I think all the compact team spots are full. Not everybody knows all the drivers, and I'm going to guess that your all's fourth driver probably won't be announced until
the driver's list.
the driver's
out.
list comes
Mhm.
out. Do you think that one member change, I'm not saying it can, yes, it can definitely change the outcome of how the Derby goes, but will that, when you have a team set up, everybody has their own driving style, will one person in and back, somebody coming to fill those shoes, will that change how you guys have a set plan? Because we all know team shows, you have a plan going in. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way, but you have a game plan of going in, okay, this is what we're going to do. Putting somebody in there like that, does that change the game plan up at all?
I don't know if it changes it up so much as just it'll be learning out there how he's going to drive and
Well,
just
it's fucking
adjusting
open.
to it. Well, I mean, yeah, to a point.
I mean, I could
but-
say that being who it is, and nobody
Yeah.
else knows who it is except, just a handful that do. But I could say wide open, and out there's so many guys that are wide open.
Yeah, you can't be lazy out there.
No, you'll end up like that dude that ended up in the passenger seat.
Oh, that video.
From
I've
the
seen
video.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never seen anybody get ejected out of a seat that wasn't like on Top Gun and shit that fast.
I don't know, man. Who was it that ended up in their passenger's lap? They hit heads up here at Paris. I don't remember who that was, but that was a good one.
And they both fucked it too.
Yeah, man, who was that?
I don't remember.
But on to the Blizzard Bash talk here. Like, we've got a lot of teams locally that go out there every year.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see, since Peoria is in the picture now, what's going to happen as far as Blizzard Bash goes.
Is Peoria having a show around the same time?
No, but they're having theirs in the spring,
whiskey,
and with guys wanting to take, fresh cars to something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they will skip Blizzard Bash, or if that's just going to be more affected with, with Carnage.
Yeah. Blizzard Bash will be interesting to see. Like, I mean, every year there's kind of backlash after it, which you all know. But
and that's going to happen. Like,
yeah.
Your best bet is just to stay off Facebook. But I know that the hotel deal was a big thing this year with Blizzard Bash. Because I've had a room out there since it started.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get one this year. Not at Capitol Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that has deterred a lot of people. Because nobody wants to get hammered drunk watching a derby and then try to drive through Topeka, Kansas.
No.
But I think it'll be interesting this year. I wouldn't mind going out maybe 1 or 2 days and watching.
Yeah.
We'll see how all that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be laid off, so I'll have plenty of time.
Yeah. It'll be, the Peoria show will be interesting too.
I would like to draw into that this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The setup is just, it seems like, why wouldn't you want to run it?
Yeah, I want to hit that stock class over there bad.
Yeah.
That's what you got there, Derek.
Well, half and half?
Half and half twisted tea.
Yes, did.
It's really good.
But yeah, we were touching on Peoria a little bit.
Yes.
And seeing how it was going to affect these bigger shows.
Do I think it will affect Blizzard Bash? I don't think.
Huh?
But I think it really will affect Capital Carnage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it put a little dent in it in this spring, but I think just seeing how
But you don't think it'll affect
some, but what you were just talking about, the hotel deal. Dude, I've never got to stay at Capitol Plaza.
No, the year that I ran, we had 2 or 3 rooms, and we didn't end up staying there. But, I mean, I think we might have sold them to you or that, but we ended up getting rid of them pretty quick, so.
Yeah, I've never got to partake in the full Blizzard Bash, which I've said that before. I've never got to the whole Blizzard Bash, or I haven't been hammered. I've always got to work. Like I said,
I did too, but I just get shit hammered and go.
I might have when I was your age, but the older I get, the harder it is for me to get my fat ass out of bed without being hungover or still drunk. So driving never really bothered me. Hell, I swing by McDonald's and grab a breakfast sandwich on the way, to the track. It wasn't no big deal. So, how about let's just all go to Peoria?
I'm going. Like, no, that's happening, 100%.
I'm gonna try to get a spot for this bet.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get him a spot for the van
in Peoria.
Yep. I need to text Sam to see if he's doing it the way, because when they get these spots, I don't know if that's time justified. We're going to open it August or October 1st at 6 p.m. And whoever signs in first, that gets their spot.
They're going to do the draw type deal.
So I
hope they do a draw.
Where however many they've got for each spot. I don't think it'd be hard to get in the street stocks because there's like 150 spots.
Well, I got in last year.
Yes, you did. But that car had no business going to that class.
Right.
0.
Well, I wasn't going to take that anyway. That's what I bought that Ford for.
That'd be all right. That'd be all right to go. But
I didn't have the rear end set up for that.
I don't know if the 318 will like to just go in that. In that
Shut your
Ford.
mouth. You shut your dirty whore
You
mouth.
shut your whore mouth.
I bought a set of heads today.
Heads?
Oh.
Yeah, they'll be at Madison.
Mopar heads?
Oh yeah, Magnum heads.
Oh, God.
Mm.
Don't discriminate against the gays here. Gotta keep them Mopars.
I got a 4-speed setup too that I might try out next year.
Speaking of setups, we know Blake's a Chevy guy. We know who your builder is.
Yep.
Can you, which we all know that Alan is one of the Nike Monarch wearing computer or carburetor gurus
Yep.
with the white Nikes, because no true carburetor tuner can have those without the shoes. Him, A, being your dad, B, being your motor builder, C, being your tranny guy, and D, being your carburetor guy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys able to, if you come in from heat, can you explain to him, hey, it's falling here, it's not
Yeah.
turning right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I did at Higbee, or it was either Higbee or Salisbury, and I told him that it just the motor problems or that or tranny, and it was, yeah, we adjusted pretty. I mean, he learns off of how I tell him it's driving, and he adjusts it pretty well. And I've tried to get him to teach me his way, like, about it, but he's not. He'll start telling me things, and then 2 minutes later he's done. He's not about it. He went to a swap meet over the weekend, and he came back and gave me a Turbo 400 book. And he said, once you read that, then we can talk.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Here you stand in this circle that he's drawn on the floor of the shop
Yeah.
with chalk. Here, you stand in this circle, you read this book, and whenever
Yeah.
you're done, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was like, oh, thanks. Appreciate it. But
So that's now by Blake's Pooper.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No more Field and Stream. No more.
Yeah.
So do you see a big difference from the circle track on that same situation as the Derby? Circle track, you're not supposed to go hit people. I mean, that shit happens.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
How impacts affect the bowl slosh.
Yeah.
Nosing up. Is it
nosing
running over
up,
the back bowls,
we learned that like at Paris last year whenever I got hung up in that corner and then got out and my radiator blew. Actually, whenever we took that motor apart, the front 4 pistons had about a quarter size out. It melted them out. And we thought that might have been because it was nosed up whenever I did that. So we went from a dual plane intake to like a single plane and adjusted, hoping that it'd
Right.
disperse fuel better. And, I mean, it's just, learning as it goes, I guess, but don't really have too many carb problems. So,
No. No, his shit runs good.
yeah.
Well, I love it when Alan's at the track anyway, because he'll be standing up there in tech line or whatever, bullshitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Something, and some kid will come through 18, 19, 20
Yeah.
and Alan's like, hey, you mind if I...
Where you pitted?
Mind
Yeah.
Mind if I show you something real quick?
Where you pitted?
Yeah, he's always been that way. He just wants to help him out and see him run good because
100%.
Yeah,
Like, if they go out there and don't have any fun, they're not going to keep
yeah, exactly. You want to keep him in it, and so I don't know how many people he's helped out on compact. Compacts are notorious for just like JB welding the spacer on on an intake, and then shit don't run good, and so he's helped a lot. Tune him the best he can, but yeah.
But yeah, it's just, and it's good to see people that are still doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100%. Let's talk about this team show that we're going to looking like between that $22,000 and $30,000 worth of payouts.
People were on us so hard last year, which we announced our schedule. we announced our schedule in January last year.
14th, I think.
Yeah, it was before the third week of January.
And still got the proverbial fucking.
Oh God, I'm glad this shit don't go through the fucking FCC or anything.
I'm just saying. We try to do our best to get our shows out there where everybody knows the date. That way, if they want to do something, adjust your date or call us. That's all I ask. Because this shit of having 4 derbies on the same weekend and then a dry spell for 2 weeks is retarded.
Yep.
Completely fucking stupid. It's not only hurting their car count, but ours too.
Yes.
Fuck me. Get on the same page.
Because we have said so many times, if other people will just get with us.
I'm not hard to get along with. I don't want all your cars. I don't want all my cars.
No.
Just
But
make this better for the driver.
There's plenty to go around.
You can't give somebody 4 days to work on a car and expect them to show back up at another show.
Correct.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, there's plenty of derbies around where everybody can get the, I'm not saying equal car count, but get damn close. We actually did this. Blake has never. We're sitting here doing all this stuff before we hit the go button, but what was cool is we did have a driver builder here. How this stuff, when we were talking about it, how this stuff would work. So we are working on a different facility as that we had last Mothers Day Madness. The facility is not set in stone yet, so I can't give you the complete logistics of what's going to happen. But Mothers Day Madness is the week of 13th and the 14th, I believe.
Yep. I'll get you for sure here in just a second.
Absolutely killed ourselves last year. We ran all that stuff in one day. Builders, drivers wore slick. We almost were asking the impossible out of these guys.
And they did it.
And they did it. I mean,
it'll be the 13th, or it'll be the 12th and 13th.
The 12th and 13th?
Yeah.
Because Mother's Day is on the 14th.
And Track Shot Live will be there.
Yes, both days. So, we're going from a 1-day show to a 2-day show.
Yeah.
We're going to do 2-man stocks.
Yes. And
fresh
I believe we're
cars only.
Yes.
We're telling you right now, this is going to launch on Thursday. There'll be some shit out before that on Facebook.
And we're going to run this with 25 teams. I don't give a shit. If we get 25 teams, we're going to run it.
We do not have a cutoff, a maximum.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, yes, we've got an idea in our head, but to get there, that would have to almost be an act of Congress.
Right. I'm just saying, if it gets up there close to it, I'll shut it down.
So last year we did 2-man street stocks and we did the 3-man compacts,
and we had 17 teams.
Yes.
So 25 stock teams should not be.
It was a really
and we've
good
doubled
show.
the payout.
Yes.
I mean, we're looking at that $5,000-$6,000 range.
2-man stock is looking like $6,315.
And that's what we're going to go with right now. Like I said,
yes,
we're working details on it.
Compacts are going to be 2-man compacts as well.
And we're going to do 4-2-1 on it.
Correct.
And it'll be like a $300 entry on the stock class and like a $200
entry on the compacts. We are going to change this stuff up a little bit. Friday night will be heats only.
Yep.
Saturday will be your consies, and then all your features.
Yep.
There's a possibility that we're going to open tech on Thursday night.
Possibly. We got to see how this facility stuff goes. We're going to put some feelers out there to see what everybody's thinking on this deal.
That is the biggest thing that they hit us up about after the spring was, man, it'd just be so much easier with 2 days. We're not, we didn't give these guys hardly any time. If they want to, they can stay up all night. It's up to them. or they can go to the hotel or go to the house or whatever they got to do, get them a nap, and then come back and hit it, the next morning. There's going to be a maximum on the singles.
100%.
Street stock, there's going to be a 25 car max. We're talking.
This whole show will be pre-entry.
Yes, everything will be pre-entry for this. Street stock.
Just so that we can do our job right.
Yeah, we're talking $2,500 to win on street stock with just a $60 entry fee.
50.
50?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's 50. I don't know. We'll do some looking.
Gut and goes. Gonna do a 40 car max.
Yep.
The facility that we're working at and working on will
One
be
and done.
completely big enough to have 40 cars.
Yep.
On
And
the
the
track
team
at
stuff
once.
will all be team versus team.
Yes. Until
And
the
the
consies.
Yep.
Until the consies, and then it depends on, I guess, how many heats or how many total teams we have. If it'll be one consi or two. I mean, if we got to do that many, I guess we did something right. But there is a possibility of maybe having Tech on that Thursday night just for a little bit. That might help
The guys
some of
that
the
come in
local
and want to
guys.
stay,
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to take off Thursday morning. I've already got my hotel.
Yeah.
We're going to try, as soon as the facility is locked down, we're going to try to get some hotels lined up and blocked. They'll give us a code. You give them that code, you'll get a little, whether it's 5% discount or 10%
Whatever,
or however it's going to work. But, and Steven said, Track Shot Live is going to be back.
I mean, we're trying something in Missouri that it has been done to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to put our stamp on it. And if the shit works, we'll do it every year.
Yeah.
But we cannot make stuff like this happen without driver and fan support.
Yes.
Because we're not some fair board that has $60,000 or $70,000 laying in the bank. This is, Stephen Adams, Alicia Adams, Derek, and Tanya Bay Miller that has $12 in their account trying to make this shit work.
I can only sew so much shit.
Right.
His OnlyFans isn't taking off.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody's got an OnlyFans,
The only thing we got's only Vans.
only Vans.
Yeah, me too.
You sell some more cups.
Yeah. Bank only cares when you're taking money out.
Yeah, 100%.
My bank sure does watch that shit go out in a hurry, though. So you guys are getting plenty of heads up of what's going on.
Yes. Like, this shit's going to happen.
I'm going to ask, are the compacts are fresh as well? But the single events, they can be pre-rans.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the street stock, if you got a pre-ran, as long as it's to our rules,
Yes.
not another promoter's rules.
And that other promoter rules, it just depends on where we're at. As far as, because our rules are going to change this year, this winter. We're going to bring gray to light.
Yep.
So be prepared for that. We need suggestions. We need feedback is what we need. We need feedback on all this stuff, how everybody else wants the shit set up.
What are y'all passing around? Crack?
Yes.
Yep.
Crack gummies?
Not the days right.
I'll be
With payouts like this, people are going to think I'm smoking crack anyway. My wife was already giving me dirty looks.
when I wrote it down, I swear she puked in her mouth and just didn't spit. So we did have some feedback on the payout stuff, because you kind of put a feeler out there on Facebook a little bit, and everybody was kind of saying, whether it's a 2 or 3 man, and a lot of them said stock.
Yeah.
They did the street stock this spring. We had a good turnout.
And
for
they
what
made it
was.
work. They did.
Oh, yeah. But we were allowing the pre-rans. We're going to give you ample enough time to get some shit built.
You can build one of our stock cars in a month. Like, you can make that happen.
Yeah, typically.
Typically. I was going to say,
Yeah.
Blake's sitting right there, and he kind of gave us the head nod. It's hard to... It's
His
hard to
work
judge off
schedule's
him
stupid anyway.
because A, his work schedule, B, he's building a compact and a stock car at like the same fucking time.
Yeah,
Well,
back
he
and
doesn't
forth.
have the minions that a lot of these people have either.
No.
No. I
I got called that last night up at me.
Were you wearing your bibs and a yellow shirt? The biggest fucking minion I've ever seen in my life.
You were thinking it, weren't you?
no.
I was standing right behind you
Yeah.
during the heat.
I'm gonna get him a pair of them goggles.
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like. That's what I'm
Give
doing.
me that and give me the hat with the 3 red lights. I will wear that.
But this thing, we are going to try to make this thing absolutely huge. The state of Missouri doesn't really do the great big stuff anymore. It's in Nebraska, Kansas,
Illinois.
Illinois, and Iowa. We just want
We're
something.
in the middle of that shit.
We are. We are in the middle of a just great badass circle of all the shit going
Arkansas.
on.
You know, you got hot
Yeah,
springs.
hot
down there.
springs.
Look,
Yeah. We have nothing
we're gonna try to fix
in
that.
Missouri. We are going to try to fix it, and I think we have some loyal
So,
enough
do you want to
guys.
go ahead and tell them that we're not doing near the shows we are?
We are not. That I've already almost got nut kicked over that one too.
It is what it is.
7 or 8 shows, guys, pretty
Too
much
much.
kills us. We have no family time.
Well, it's turning my hobby into a job.
Yep. So we will be cutting back. We're not going to give you
Again.
a full tilt schedule
Some more.
yet on what's going on for sure, but it's going to get cut way back. We hope we would rather have quality over quantity.
Rob Hewer. Oh, sorry. I just seen a comment on Facebook over that fight video.
Yes.
Rob goes, Dylan Oliver, looking back, you should have been videoing the fight instead of trying to stop it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. We try to put on the best, fairest shows that we possibly can. We've all got blowed up over the last couple weeks. These cars are cheated. We've got some pretty good techs that can't find it. So either A, it's not cheated, or B, they're really good at hiding it. We've always said none of us are perfect. There's always going to be some shit that goes sliding through the cracks, and it's not going to get caught. Now, they get car right behind it. It might get caught because they weren't near as good enough hiding it. You know, so
It is what it is, man. We try. We're not out to fuck anybody.
And if you get away with something at one show, it does not mean it shouldn't happen.
correct.
Right, yeah, if we catch it at the next one, you're going to cut the shit.
Well, I ran it last week,
I don't
or I
care.
ran it 2 weeks ago, or I ran it at J&B
Well,
show,
you
or
got-
I run it at Artie Clark show.
Yeah, well, you got it past me. Sorry.
Yeah. Not this time. You know. So this Mothers Day Madness 2023 is either gonna be unreal awesome,
Or it'll be a flop.
or we're gonna puke all over our entire
Nutsack?
setup.
Oh.
Everywhere. Just constant vomit for a week. Which you almost get that way that week of anyways.
Well, I'm terrible, man. I'm not good with this shit at all.
Last year, Paris was bad.
The fall one?
Yeah.
Well, dude.
I mean, you don't expect that.
There was so many
ever.
cars.
Yeah.
It was just insane. I
as,
didn't know what to do.
as promoters, you're like, you know, the more
You
the
love it,
merrier
but
until
yeah,
you
that's
look
too
over and
much.
you're going, bleh.
Well, the whole time, everybody was like, man, I bet you loved that. Made all kinds of money, didn't you? I was like, no.
Bet you we lost our ass.
Yeah.
Didn't know there was 170 cars that were going to show up a week before Blizzard Bash.
I expected 100. I did. I fully expected 100.
Uh-huh.
Not borderline, too.
Right.
Because we knew how many
If
goes.
somebody would have told me that I was going to have 170 cars at that show, I would have told them their dick was out.
All the way.
Yeah. You need to turn around, zip your pants up. I can see your cock.
In my head, I was figuring that 120 mark because I knew we had 60 plus gut and goes. And I figured if we can get 15 for the other 3 classes, 15 apiece. So I figured 45, that 110 to 130, we'd be fine. And they just kept coming in and kept coming in.
Yeah.
But this one, Mother's Day of 2023, we will have Eventbrite set up.
Yes, 100%. Or some format of that.
Yes. Where it's not just going to be PayPal.
And it'll charge them, that's going to charge them something, $5, $7.
Yeah,
It
something
is
like
what it
that.
is. I apologize. I don't know what you want me to do.
That is their fees, just same way if you
I
send
tried
goods and
PayPal
service.
and everybody bitched at me about that. So
Yep. And then when you have X amount of items coming in at one time, then they lock it down for 30 days at a time.
or 6 months like they were
Or
trying to
6
do last
months.
one.
Yes. You can refund them or
Yeah, I'm
wait
gonna send
6
them their
months to
money
clear.
back.
So I'm going to have to adjust my dad's golf tournament. I'll go the weekend before.
Of
For
course
that
you would.
I will.
Yeah, weekend before. Just blow something in there the week before our event.
Well, it's actually on the same day. Now. Where it was last year because we were.
I was
the
going to
weekend
call you a
after
certain
Mother's Day.
name, but I won't.
So I will move it to the weekend or the weekend before, in case if we haven't even got to that point yet. A rain date, we don't know. So
But it'll be posted way before. That way you know.
yes. Most of this stuff will be out in full verification as soon as we have the for sure go
On the
the
facility.
facility. The
So I'd
facility
say
that
give us
we are
about a
wanting
month.
to get is plenty big
Yeah.
to do everything that we want to do. So what it'll be standard when you guys sign up, send you over your team info. We want your colors.
Yeah.
First come, first serve on the colors. Just as it was in May. You guys were black and blue last year, and I don't think black, blue, and white. So nobody was even close, on you all.
No.
So. Blake, what's up? We hit that, so we know where you're going to be next May. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
give me that hee-haw bullshit.
Yeah.
What's up for the rest of the year? Other than Blizzard Bash.
Madison's in 2 weeks. If I get it done for there. And then building a stock car right now.
So you're going to take what you're building, which I know what you're building. You're taking that to Madison.
Yeah, if I get it done. So,
I was kind of hoping we would see that Monday
Wow.
after next.
well, I don't know. We'll see.
See,
Yeah.
you put him on a spot.
I did
Really.
throw him a little
Yeah.
screwball there.
You had one leg under a bus right there.
But
But-
we knew that you guys didn't get them done for Paris.
No,
You-
that would have
you,
been tall.
Cody's
Yeah.
like, man, we tried. And I was like, dude, don't. Why kill yourself? There's
Yeah,
more coming.
that would have been hard. But no,
Because you are really living in kind of a central located area. I mean, how many derbies can you go to a year within an hour?
Oh,
yeah, the amount
more
of
than you can build a car for.
towns having shows this year is insane. But
Which everybody's seeing it again, and everybody's seen this. We've talked about it. It comes around in 10-year spurts. Everybody's seeing it. They're all this show. Paris is having 100 cars a show, or Madison's 80 cars a show, and then Higby's like, well, I want in on that, and Huntsville, I want in on that. And,
Now Slater's in on that.
yeah.
So I mean, you
Yeah.
got Slater, Salisbury, Higby, Huntsville, Shelbina, Paris, Madison, Macon, Lewistown, Pleasant Hill, Bowling Green.
Yep.
Ah,
Well,
Shit.
all these promoters are bitching about these car counts. What do you expect?
yeah, what do you want us to do? I mean,
That's why we haven't had a show less than 55 cars yet. I ain't bitching.
no, we're not keeping people there till 1 in the morning.
Nope.
Even if the
Which
water truck
Paris
driver
was
does
our
douse
biggest show that we had since Mother's Day.
it and was over by 10.
I ain't bitching
Yeah.
about that.
No.
No, it sucks balls getting home at 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh,
That happened anyway.
And I don't drink during the
Yeah,
shows.
me
I had
neither.
one. Well, okay.
I don't drink after.
I had one drink afterwards, just to kind of enough to woo-saw a little bit.
Me too. That's exactly what I did.
That's what you call that,
Yeah,
woo-sawing?
I just haven't. I had have one more.
Your woo-saw and my woo-saw are on two
one
different
more.
fucking planets.
Just one more.
They're not even in the same. I can't even say the same sport.
All right, I'm gonna finish this one and then I'm gonna head home.
That is, you tried to say that,
Oh yeah.
but that's not what happened.
He tells me that even when I'm in PD.
Yeah.
Go home after this one.
After this one,
Yep. One more.
so we do got some. We got some good stuff in the works. All the stuff will be verified here real shortly. Hopefully before our last show in October.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
Because we've got Shelbina.
Which there might be some crazy ass news coming on that show.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just waiting on that text. I've got verification on their side, yes. We just haven't
Right.
verified on our side, yes or not.
Well, I've still got a few questions, and I think my wife does as well. So
Yep.
we'll cross that road here for too long.
Well, we got to see, Blake run multiple stuff this year. He's still got the fall to go. Let's talk about his support group a little bit.
So where do you start on something like that?
Yeah.
Your wife,
Yeah.
your dad, your mom,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
all your buddies.
yeah. If I need help on anything, I mean, they'd be there, and then can't thank my wife enough. I mean, and after everything,
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's just, I don't know. She's one of the strongest people I know, and she does it. I mean,
For somebody that small,
yeah, she packs a punch.
she is, yeah.
We've talked about it a million times. That whole Derby community is just ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to that stuff. Anything. Well, I mean, when you're up, and everybody's with you. When you're down, you're
Yeah.
down, and they're still right there.
Still with you, yeah.
We're usually in every other sport. As soon as you're down, they just walk off.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah,
But not here.
I'm done with you.
No.
But
It's not like that. Like you can battle it out with somebody, and if you need something, like they're 90% of the time they're there. They're
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. We have pretty much talked about other shows and even on this show here that you get certain people on the Derby track at the same time, and there is an unwritten rivalry.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking at me like, where the fuck you going with this?
Yeah.
So, you and Cody and Landon and Jordan and Austin, you're always going to go against Rob, Teddy,
Yeah.
Trey. I mean, that's just an unspoken. But you guys can talk before. You'll
Yeah.
get it on. You'll talk
I
after.
love it.
And if
Yeah.
somebody needs something, they can go
Yeah.
to one of the other guys. Dude,
100%.
you
Oh,
got a
yeah.
spindle for a 76 caddy.
Yeah.
Mine just
Yeah.
shattered to shit. Yep, no
Yep.
problem.
Yep.
Got one in the trailer. Then
Yeah.
go get
Yeah,
it on
because
again.
They don't
Yeah.
have to. They don't have to go out there and fist fight.
No.
They can do
No.
it with cars.
They got 6,000-pound cars to do that shit. That hurts
Yeah.
way less.
They got all their
than getting your
wives to
hands
do that
broke.
fighting shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Is just, I mean, knowing what you're gonna go out there and do, and then be able to, I mean,
Well, I
shake
mean,
hands and be so.
the Paris versus Madison rivalry was pretty cool. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know that was.
Mm-hmm.
Still there a little bit, but not
It's-
not near what it used to be. But
It is,
Yeah.
but it's different.
Kind of.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, without any names, you took 3 separate rivalries and now it's 2.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's
You
what's
know.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
So the
much.
third one met with the second one, and
Right.
the third one is, so. But that's the thing, y'all. Get it on the track and leave it all out there.
Because
Yeah.
every once in a while, all 4 places will meet. You know, there'll be Paris, Madison, Shelvina, and
Milan.
You know,
Oh,
or Milan,
yeah.
5 of them, I guess. You know, so
Yeah.
all that shit, and I love that.
So take the
Yeah.
And that's whenever all this shit gets to me, whenever I'm standing on the dirt, and they're like, why are you letting that one car beat on that other, or them two beat on that one car? And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I was like, I guess you weren't watching on the other end of the track when there was 4 of them trying to shove him over the fucking dirt. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
Because you can think about this. Say
As long as they're making daylight, dude, I'm telling you, I won't ever call it. Ever. So if
Yeah.
poor Blake's laid up against the dirt and he's got 2 Eddie boys, one of them's hitting him, backing
Yeah.
off, and then the next one's coming in and hitting him, I'm not going to call that shit.
Well, everybody knows that if it's the other way around, they're going to be doing the same thing.
Oh,
So,
100%.
I mean, can't bitch about it.
Nope.
So you can think about this. Last weekend, the stock show we said was a badass, probably the best stock show that's been around here for a long
It's
time.
Not what I expected to see.
No,
starting that.
I'm
23
still,
cars that were no joke. So just think about this. The cars that we had out there already. Ed, Blake,
Yeah.
Milner, Hendren, Landon,
the outcome,
Austin, Schaefer.
the outcome
Wood.
wouldn't have, it would have played, the whole Derby would have went a different
Yeah,
route.
yeah.
Like, I don't know who,
I don't know
Robin
how it
still
would
could
have
have
went.
won.
Yeah.
But the shit that they drove off the track with would not have been.
And then add, because you had Gill and Austin Pfeiffer, thank you added Sidney Weir and Sean Pfeiffer and Justin Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
then
mean-
you already had Columbia, so you had Columbia, Milan.
Yeah.
Didn't have no Paris guys really in the stock class because they
No,
all run
because,
street stocks.
well, and like, Stephen Harris wasn't in
no.
it. So they were missing people out of there.
Kind of MIA.
I think he's doing some camping and some family time. I think.
I think that's what Trey's doing next year, too.
He said that last night on Making.
Yeah.
He said that he was taking next year off. The soon-to-be wife asked for family time.
I've heard that. That's what all winter's for when he's laid off.
That's what I told him too. I told him, I said, you'll at least run your hometown show. He said, probably not. I said,
She might have gave him one of them old tomatoes.
Old tomato. I don't like old tomatoes. I like new tomatoes. But just that right there, just talking that you can have this.
Right.
What we were right here on this notebook, there's a possibility to have all those guys that we just talked about
Right.
on
in
the
one
track
spot.
in one feature.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You named off 30. I mean, the cars that were there, and then you name off, get to 35. If all them show up, I mean,
Yeah.
that show would be.
And that's
Same.
even without bringing Illinois into the equation, or
That payout we'll get guys building stock cars that we would never think would be in a stock car.
right.
I think you can have some Austin Johnsons, some Rock Hills, some
Well,
Cody Clendenny's, some Colt Doyle's.
Well, you're talking the southern Iowa guys. You know.
Ben Plate.
Yeah. Well,
Levi.
Yeah. Spencer. All those guys. You've got that. The Kansas side. You've got Kansas cars that'll come to stuff like that. Nebraska stuff, there's the possibilities are endless.
And I'm sitting here thinking, as on the promotion side as well as the fan side, of looking down and seeing Justin Fainer, Corey Ludington versus Shad Turner and his teammate, and looking over and seeing Rob and Trey versus
Well, Brock and
Brock Hill and Austin Johnson.
yeah, that shit would be insane.
It's stupid insane. See, it's only August and I'm already wound up.
Yeah, because that'll be that's the shit that gives me 3/4 chub. Is shows like this.
Whoop.
Yeah, I love these fair shows. You got to have the fair shows and blah 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 blah. It's great. Fans want to see that, but this shit right here is where it's at. Like this is where you get the competition. This is what makes drivers better drivers. It's this shit.
Yeah.
Whenever 6 cars show up to a fair show, that doesn't necessarily make you a better driver. Especially if you've got 4 people from 2 different ends of the build spectrum. this car
Yeah.
might be built decent, but this one might be built
Wow.
to the top side of the rules, and this one's built to the bottom side.
And you got that poor fucker in the middle that doesn't have no buddies, and he's there by himself, and he's gonna get stuck right in the middle of it.
yeah.
Yeah. Of a feud.
And that's why we always try to bring them payouts to where there's something.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine trying to advertise a show that paid less than $12,000-$15,000 and expecting people to show up for it.
That's the
just
deal.
because-
Even our basic fair shows, what people don't understand, are usually our fair show payouts $12,000,
Yeah.
and that still makes us puke.
Uh-huh.
This is twice as much.
Spicy. Yeah.
There it went again.
There's where Tanya's sound effects should go.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I can't believe you said you're putting 40 compact or gut and goes in that thing together.
We've had 36 stock cars on that bitch by itself together. So why can't we put 40 compacts or gut and goes?
Because the gut and goes are a whole lot harder for me to fucking watch.
You only got to pay attention to the last 10.
Hold up. I'm gonna bring something way to light this time. That gut and go show's probably gonna be cars only.
Oh.
We talked about that last week.
I'm sick of this van shit. If you're wanting to run a van, you're gonna run with trucks and SUVs next year for Filthy Promotions, I would say.
Just have your true only vans.
Well, I'm worried about. I'm afraid one of these vans is gonna finally kill somebody.
Mm-hmm. I would too.
Especially if you don't get other vehicles in there that are the same size.
Now you see why Clayton, when we were talking about the bus, why you can't hit anybody head on. It had to be ass to ass.
Right.
You can't ask to know somebody. You have to go driving in reverse. Because you get two vans hitting each other in the ass, that's one thing. But you get a van 3/4 track and a sedan to the bumpers.
Well, we
Front
watched
bumpers?
it.
Gordon almost put his rear deck in the windshield opening of that little Camry or Accord or
The
whatever
John
that
was
little
in.
sumbitch was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he just cleared the hood.
It was
right
all
off
one
of it.
over. Like, I felt like that's where those window supports. Like that's where
Yeah.
that was a real thing that needed to
Yeah.
happen.
Everybody's like, well, it's just 9-wire. He watched it because it was Blake's idea how to do the boys' van. And when you're cranking that 9-wire, you can watch everything just start sucking
Uh-huh.
together. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just 9-wire.
Fuck you.
Try to drive through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't. You might break off the post that it was at, but you ain't breaking that.
And I may
9-wire
not even do
trace.
the mini trucks and SUVs. I might do an only vans class, and because that won't take me very much more time to run through it. Because we usually got 10 of them, 12 of them show up.
Depends.
And I'll do a
Sometimes
sedan
40.
class and a van class
Yeah.
if I got to. And we'll throw 700 at both of them, and they'll be happy, and
Yeah.
And I think
everybody can go on their merry way.
I think you see your driver bring a sedan and a van.
And that's fine
Bank
too.
don't care. He's on my ass.
Oh yeah.
He's wanting to know about October.
I'm probably not doing the 3K deal.
No. But I think if we just have a real good show for him to
Right.
bring something he's got left over, I think he'd come on this way. Until
Let's get back to podcast stuff. We've talked about Filthy Promotions. Those guys suck anyway.
At least that's what we got told last week.
From the backside.
Yeah, I was definitely a cocksucker last week. It's okay. Though. I quit doing that this week.
You can't just drop a habit.
Nah, yeah. That is
Because
what-
what'd you show me? What'd you show me earlier?
It wasn't
Dude had a shirt and it said, "It's not an addiction unless you have sucked dick for it."
100%.
So,
his,
I
me
guess
still
I'm-
dirty.
his is an addiction.
Addiction.
But, okay, so have we got anywhere closer to our shares and shit on our podcast page where it's about time to just drawing?
It's growing. I say we're probably going to change the number down a little bit and maybe do a drawing as soon
We
as
need
we
to do
get
something,
to
give
it.
something away.
We are at 530, so if we could just
If we get 20 more, we'll go ahead and do one. Just get it to 550.
Okay.
Because they're growing. They're growing every week. They're growing every day. Our views are
There's
growing.
some really cool koozies made I want to give away.
We need to make one of them bad. As soon as we find out who the winner is, we will send them a shirt as well with the big hard nose logo. All
I don't even
over
have
the
one of
front.
those.
Nobody
I
does
haven't
yet.
made any, but I'll make one if people help us get our views up.
But Mr. Justin Broadhead sent me some badass stickers.
That dude, I can't get over his prices and how dedicated that man is. Have you seen any? Well,
No.
you seen Landon and Cody's stickers, right?
Oh,
For-
yeah.
Go
He
around
did
the
all
who
that.
signs.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, they.
The dude's killer.
Mm-hmm. Where's he
His-
out of?
Utah.
Utah.
Oh shit.
My
But
roof sign's
dude,
actually in the truck.
his roof sign, he got the whole roof sign.
You got a picture of that? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, okay.
He
His
masturbates.
basic price was I think right around $100 shipped, or plus your shipping. 3 days. We had it in 3 days from Utah,
Yeah.
but the full metal roof sign,
Oh shit. Yeah.
not
I,
just the wrap,
Big.
the full
Yeah.
metal.
Big.
Well, let's see this masturbation picture.
Trying to find it.
We might have to post a link on this one.
Yeah, we can. I should have some stuff, some pictures and
I
stuff
got a
that we
question
can.
for Blake. I asked Eddie Chick when we were over there.
Raise your hand next time.
so did he design it all and everything?
He did,
I asked
like he did everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just told him what colors and what his number was and what he wanted on them, and that was the first
Do it
thing
for
he
him.
sent. I was like, "Yep, we're good."
Order it. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was telling you. See, if you would have raised your hand, you would have been able to talk in
There it is.
Okay, sigh.
I asked Eddie when we were over there at his shop, your number that you run on your car.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the same number you ran on Circle Track?
Yeah. My dad was number 51, and so I don't know. I just
Kinda.
went to 61, and so circle tracked it, and then just took it right into Derby, and
It's
so
the coolest thing that's ever come out of Circle Track. To
Well,
the Derby and world.
shit. Uh-huh.
fucking hate you.
If he would get in a Circle Track car one time,
If he would just go down and be around it.
I've been there, you all.
No, not sitting up in the stands.
No,
like
I've
all the
been
wives
there.
and shit.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Robert Lee D'Arnellis used to run, and he was from Perry. I was over there every week with my dad, helping him get the car ready. I've rode in the car during hot laps.
Was that the white Malibu number 25 that Jerry Elliott ended up running?
I don't know. But I rode with him during hot laps and all that shit. I've done it. It does
But have you
zero
drove?
for me.
and you drove,
Well, I mean,
You need to take me to Lucas.
come on now.
But I'm telling you, sitting there with 700 horsepower that you're tuning,
You can do that in a Derby car.
I know, but watching,
Go sit in one of CJ's cars then.
Mm-hmm.
I can go in real tight circles in his.
03s, I bet you can't.
I don't know. There was one up there last night making it was making some tight
Yeah, that's
circles.
nasty.
And when it went, when
Who was
it?
it?
Liarly.
Liarly.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that little motor he's
Yeah,
got.
it's just that little
I
guy.
was where he was standing.
That's a
and I was
4.3.
standing. I was standing up on the tongue of the bleachers, and cars were going at it. Jerry opens up his motor and cuts a cookie, and Tommy Stark's sitting there next to me, and he just reaches out like I'm doing to Blake. Goes, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
I was like, "That's Jerry Lyerly." He goes, "What motor is that?" He goes, "Good God."
a lot.
I watched some live
Yeah.
stuff, and without a doubt, you can hear when he opens it.
Well, we've talked about it before. The RPMs that motor's turning, it's a totally different sound.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
said it builds power to 9100, and after that, it's nothing but time.
Right.
But we've
That's
hit
a lot.
on that. Not
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
If
over
you're pulling at 9100, that's a lot.
a lot. Open headers out of a hood, 7,000 sounds really
Insane.
good. Stupid. His
9100.
motor, his, I don't know if you.
Insane.
I've never heard your shit chip,
Oh no.
but when you're standing on it trying to push somebody, he's probably around that 7,500 to 8,000 RPM range. If I'm guessing,
Probably.
2,000 more RPM
Yeah.
is just.
So what are you saying? The 5500 that that Mopar's cranking out? It's not.
Yours will turn 5,500.
Oh yeah.
We can't hear it.
if you dry fire it in the driveway.
Free spin it.
Oh yeah, you got to take the transmission off of it.
Yeah, he even said that. He said, "What is that thing?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, it's
It's a lot.
it's
It's
a lot.
a lot. That's it.
It's not a big cubic inch motor, but I mean, anytime.
Well, could you imagine trying to get a 454 or something to turn on?
Well, I mean, 420s you can turn 8,500, 9,000 with good shit. But once you're really destructing
I'm telling you, everybody would shit if they knew what Jerry had in that, because honestly, it's not horrible.
yeah,
I mean, it's doable.
yeah, it is doable.
It won't stay. It comes apart every once in a while too.
Yeah, I mean, rod bolts, the best rod bolts you can buy are only going to hold so much for that long. You know, it just.
We were out there in the pits before the feature, and they were, doing their little tinkering and stuff, need to be taken care of. They get down under there. He's like, "My brake pedal's a little soft." They get down under there. There's no brake pad left. He ran a little heavy footed on the brake. He said during the feature.
Well, how many times have we seen a pinion brake blowing under a car?
Always.
Oh, yeah, there's a
Teddy
couple
P's blows
last night.
every derby. Every derby.
One of these days, he's gonna work one of them rotors, and we're trying to slow down going home. Have a shimmy out of it.
But we talked about a lot of stuff. The show last night.
P Hill's coming.
P Hill's coming up September 17th.
That's gonna be a good one.
Hold on to your socks.
Yes, there's actually a. So we've got September 5th at Showbina.
We'll watch, yeah.
Then we don't have anything. Madison, Blake just touched on, is September 10th.
We'll be there for that.
We'll be there. Some little peckerhead's going to run his van.
Yeah, I think we're might run a little bit of security on that show.
Yep.
Oh,
And then the very next Saturday is P Hill. I know it's starting early.
Might
but
see if Dylan Oliver wants to help us.
security, cool.
No.
They are doing a. See, y'all just got me all jacked up. Cornhole tournament
Yes, I'm entered.
in memory of Terry.
I'm there.
Starts at 9 in the morning.
So I will be real drunk at this show.
Son of a
What people
bitch.
taking?
I'm riding in Derek's van. That's all I know.
You gonna partake in any drinks, because
Where do
I
you
will
go?
be the DD.
P Hill.
P Hill. She already planned on going.
Yeah, well,
He's not going to run. We're just going to go watch. But he has a track
You
sheet.
say that until his van's left over.
If he has anything left over from Madison, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, if he has anything left over after Madison, I'll take that bitch to P Hill. I'll even run his rope sign.
he has a trap shoot that day and he won't be able to be there early enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'll run that bitch in P Hill. Don't think I won't.
He should have nothing left over. We're handing over phones. Why?
Don't worry about
Oh, God. But Austin has got huge things going that day.
I think he's going to get to step into a little bit of that holy shit car
Yeah.
count.
Yes, he is.
The first one they had 80.
Yeah.
I think they had about that 70-some range. But what I'm hearing for September, we're talking some bad dudes that will be there. Not counting the bad dudes that already planning on running.
Right.
Some very hard cars.
Yes, there's going to be, I heard Mr. X2C is supposed to be coming as well. I don't know if that's going to be in his street stock or his mod. Because I think, are they doing mods too?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen a lot of.
Heard anything on mods, but I don't know.
But they're doing car raffles, bumper raffles.
That's another thing
The
we need to
cornhole
talk
tournament
about.
pays $1,000.
Yeah. Which I won't win that, but I'll have a good time. I like the fact that it's blind draw on the teams on that, so that'll be cool. I just hope I'm not too shy and don't know how to.
If everything works correctly as it was supposed to, when I was talking this week, next week's guest could probably highlight a little bit more of this stuff.
It'd be nice.
So, we will hopefully that happens with everything that we've got going on, which this weekend's full of shit too.
You about ready to stick a fork in this bitch?
Yeah, I think we're gonna stick a fork in it, boys. So
Blake, thanks.
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah,
you, dude.
thanks for
Get
having
to
me.
come out and hang out. We'll do
This
we'll
winter.
do it again. We'll
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
winter,
we'll do it.
we'll come to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll come out
okay.
to the shop like after Blizzard Bash or right before Blizzard Bash.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So,
We might come to Blizzard Bash. Who knows?
There we go.
oh god,
I definitely won't come, but I'll be breathing hard.
make junk, boys.